Hey Tamers, and welcome to my very first podcast episode. And you heard me right, I am going to start doing a podcast, and I'm actually going to team up and do it with the Witch Doctor, which you guys do see me play with him in a lot of matches. He has done some deck lists on this YouTube channel. And the whole reasoning behind podcasting, well, I guess I should start with the name. We are going to call it DigimonTavern. And the whole idea besides is a tavern. You go into a tavern, you lounge around, you get a drink, you relax, you sit by the fireplace, and you just chill and relax. So that's kind of why I really wanted, or why we named it DigimonTavern, is so you can kind of just, get into this podcast, just listen. Sometimes you don't even want to listen to music. Sometimes I don't want to listen to music, but I want to listen to something. And I feel like a Digimon podcast would be really awesome. So that is my news for today for you guys. And I was debating on just changing my whole YouTube channel name into DigimonTavern. I'm not sure. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into today's podcast. And it is going to be about, you guys already know, it's the ban list that is taking effect August 1st. And the cards that are going to be affected, you should know by now. If you don't know, that's okay. We're going to go through this. We're in no rush for anything. So the first one that we got that is going to get banned is that Tommy Hemi. This card's really broken, especially when you put it with Korikaku. You're just able to freeze, you trash, and you just, that's kind of the whole gimmick of this Tommy here. You play, you strip, and then when you attack, or you can just Korikaku and then you freeze. Really did put blue hybrid on the map, especially with all these tournaments going on. It always topped. Maybe it didn't top first place, but it was always up there, in the finals for sure. So Tommy is being restricted to just one, as you guys know, or if you guys don't know in this case. And then Jet Sophie is the other one that absolutely needed to get nerfed. It just needed to get nerfed. It's the amount of security that you can get from this card is just disgusting. The recovery is just nasty. It doesn't have a limit, so you could be at 6 security, 7 security, and you could still recover with Jet Sophie. So Jet Sophie really needed to get nerfed, and it did. Now starting August 1st, it will get nerfed to 1 instead of 4. And if you don't know what this card does, I kind of just stated it right, but when digivolving, if you have a hybrid and discards traits and you digivolve, you recover +1. So really, and the reason why I wanted this to get nerfed is just everyone's using the hybrid package, right? The reason why this ban or this restrictions on Tommy and Jet Sophie are good for the Digimon TCG as a whole is because now people are going to be forced to play something else, find other decks, and you'll see more decks that will come up and become meta, as opposed to always, having yellow hybrid on top, blue hybrid on top. It's annoying. So it's really fantastic. Now you'll probably see Shilpymons being played. The thing with the whole Jet Sophie with the whole hybrid package was that you could just move the hybrid package that include the yellow tamer, which I can't remember her name right now, the Kazemon, the Jet Sophie, just those 3. You could just move those and then just put new megas on top, and boom, there you go. So that's kind of what I didn't like about it. It's just you just put that hybrid package with new megas, and there you go. So hybrids were always kind of gonna be around, and this kind of stops that. And later on we are going to talk about what cards you can put to kind of replace these, but it's just so crazy that I'm seeing people burn Tommies on their stovetops, and just, it's like, come on, man. When it happened with Savior Hawkmon, yes, people complained about it, but no one was burning Savior Hawkmons. No one was, I don't know, the internet's going wild just because these are getting restricted to 1, and it's like there's so many other cards that can do that. It's not going to be as good as these cards, but it's still doable. So now let's move into what cards you can use to replace them with. So right off the bat, I was looking through some cards, and EX3, which I know we don't have and we're not going to have for a certain amount of time yet, called Surai, if I'm saying it right. So let me see if it's not blocking. Okay, it's not blocking, you're able to see it. So Surai, you trash the top 4 Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon. All of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards can't attack until your opponent's turn ends. So this is really the same thing as Tommy, except you're trashing 4. And not only that, you can actually not freeze, but you can prevent them from attacking. So if you're about to lose next turn, now it's like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna trash all of your sources from, I don't know, let's just say it's Jessmon, right? Or a Black or Greymon, whatever you want to use. So now you're trashing all their sources, and now they can't attack next turn. So it doesn't matter what they do, they can't attack unless they have a whole new Digimon on board. And really the whole freezing was the other aspect of, you know, you weren't able to block. Not a lot of deck lists run blockers. I don't really see many deck lists at all that run blockers. And if they do, it's kind of easy to, you know, get around blockers right now, because really Digimon right now isn't really focusing on blockers as much. Will they come back? Who knows? Hopefully, maybe so. But that is a card that you could replace Tommy with, that Sorai, and then its security effect, it just activates the main effect for a 4 cost. So it's gonna be a good card, definitely. Another one that you could replace this one is, we already have this one from BT8, is Innocence Blizzard. Innocence Blizzard, you trash the bottom Digivolution card of all of your opponent's Digimon. Then up to 3 of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards can't attack or block until the end of your opponent's next turn. Honestly, if it trashed all of you know, like one of your Digimon's all of its sources and then it froze up to 3, this would be broken, and this would have needed to get banned or limited, obviously. But this Innocence Blizzard is also very disgusting because it will prevent, you can shut down decks like D-Brigade, you know, and I know D-Brigade is not really a thing, but that's a whole nother subject. I still think D-Brigade is up there. It's one of high tier decks. And now with this whole, you know, limitations, yeah, I don't know, it may come back. And anyway, so Innocence Blizzard is another card that you could use as a instead of Tommy Himi. Keep in mind, you can use one of Tommy, so adding one Tommy, a Sorai, Innocence Blizzard. And moving on to the next one is Howling Memory Boost. And I think this one is just as broken as Tommy, if you want me to be completely honest with you. Main, you trash 2, right? So you trash 2 from a Digimon, then you can freeze one Digimon that has no sources underneath. So you can trash 2 from one, and then you can go ahead and freeze a different Digimon if that one still has sources. Not to mention, you have delay, so then you're still gaining 2 memory from that. So I'm actually surprised Howling Memory Boost didn't get hit. So now that Tommy is not going to be in play as much, you can definitely expect a lot of people to be playing more of the Howling Memory Boost, because it kind of does the same thing but better, except you just trash 2 instead of 3. And then of course you just won't be able to go Digivolve into Hybrid from a Howling Memory Boost, but you're kind of doing what Tommy does with Korikaku all in one card. The other tamer that can be used as for Tommy instead of Tommy is Sora and this Joe. A lot of people were actually expecting this one to kind of get hit. I didn't think this card was going to get hit, just because of the reason that you can play around this tamer as long as you don't have a Digimon with no Digivolution underneath, no Digivolution sources, no Digivolution sources. You're not going to give them 2 memory. So for example, when I would have matchups against Sora and Joe, and you know I had a Digimon, I'm like, okay, well I can't Digivolve, I'm gonna swing and hopefully it dies. So that's kind of one way you can, you know, go around this Sora and Joe. What really makes this good card so good is that when one of your blue Digimon attacks, you can suspend it and then you can trash 2 Digivolution sources from your opponent's Digimon. So another reason, I actually just thought about this right now, another reason why I think Sora and Joe are not going to get hit is because you won't be able to trash, Digivolve, and then attack from a hybrid, right? You need to suspend in order to resolve Sora and Joe's effect to strip. So if you do strip and then you digivolve into Korikaku, but then you can't attack because it's suspended. So I think that is another reason why Sora and Joe aren't being hit. Really good tamer, but again, you can play around this, and like I said, you can't do both effects. You can't swing and then use this effect, Sora and Joe's at the same time. And then a card that I think is gonna get overused and is exactly, honestly, like Jet Sylphie, but I actually think it's gonna be better. It's gonna be this Angewomon X Anybody. Let me tell you why. There's a few reasons why. First of all, this Angewomon X Anybody digivolves for 0 from Angewomon. Keep in mind with Jet Sylphie, it'll cost 1, I believe, if you have a hybrid underneath, correct? Or is it 2? I didn't use it's 1. See, that's how you know I didn't use this. I don't know that much how it works. So it was decrease it by 2, and that's even if you use a tamer card, so you're still digivolving for 3. So if you digivolve on top of an Angewomon, it costs 0. So now when you digivolve until the end of your opponent's next turn, one of your opponent's Digimon gains security attack -1. So that's just a 1 digivolving effect. Next, you have, if this card has Angewomon or X Anybody in its Digivolution cards, and you have 5 or fewer security cards, you recover 1. Yes, it's restricted to where if you have 6 security cards, you can't get the recovery +1. However, this is a free cost from Angewomon. You don't have to pay anything. Not to mention, you can use this even on top of even if you don't have Angewomon. This card is just gonna be crazy. I think you're gonna see a lot of play with X Anybody, Angewomon now that Jet Sylphie has gotten hit. But this Angewomon here, I don't know. You can put this in more decks. Not that you can't put, you know, the whole hybrid package in any deck, but you kind of needed the whole tamer, and you needed a hybrid underneath Jet Sylphie and all that stuff in order to reduce it. With Angewomon, you just straight digivolve, and as long as you have security attack, as long as you have 5 security cards or less, you will recover 1, and then you're giving a security attack -1 to a Digimon. That's just insane to me. It's gonna be wild. And there you go, guys. That's gonna be my little kind of first podcast. And let me know, what are some topics that you guys would like for us, because it's gonna be me and the witch doctor here. And what kind of topics do you guys think, or would you guys like for us to talk about? And let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys on the next video.